Hey guys, welcome back to GreyWolf TV. We are continuing with Person of Interest on to episode 11. The last one, FBI almost caught up with him. It's the closest they've got. It's closest that agent has got. But because of Finch's know-how, this underlying data network that he's using for them to communicate, they still couldn't listen in. I don't know whether the end of it is going to continue into this episode. I kind of expect it not to. Mainly because the case was resolved and at the end of it, all he had was 3 or 4 guys stood there in a suit and he didn't know who was which. The only person who did was Carter. Thankfully, presuming she kept her mouth shut. Anyway, let's move on. This is episode 11.
Open.
Did he go to prison for it? Wow.
Not with anybody. It's a matter of national security.
They're terrorists? Look more like investment bankers.
They're not terrorists.
Well, Warden, 3 of them may be, but one of them is the most dangerous criminal I've ever pursued.
I know the federal government would be no match for you.
As I suspect it might be compromising for you to be found with a phone, I'll be brief. The matter is in hand. John will get you out of there.
Ms. Bentham received a last-minute opportunity to attend an all-expenses-paid teaching seminar in Maui.
I bet she did.
A couple run-ins with the NYPD. Typical kid stuff. Nothing exceptional. Hey, you still there?
You gotta be kidding
Please
me.
continue.
One thing did come up. Caleb had an older brother, Ryan. Killed 2 years ago in a subway accident. Kid was drunk, slipped on the tracks and got clipped.
They never seem to stop texting.
No, they
I
don't.
feel like I'm on another planet.
Get used to it.
Tell me about
That
it.
planet's gonna be running Oz in about 10 years. High schools are different nowadays.
Our friend in Rikers.
I have the situation in hand. I don't want you crossing some kind of line to do...
This already deleted them from the network, too.
Chris Beckner, computer science.
Harold Swift. Nice to meet an idealist.
Oh, no, not me. Throw all this stuff online, I say. Let me teach my boxers.
I took a look at the report on his brother's death. Caleb was the only witness. He was there?
Why would a policeman rescind a request for backup?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
You see, Caleb knew the answer to every question, but he chose only to fill in every other one.
I don't get it.
I do.
Tanked on purpose? Why would you want to hide the fact that you're a genius?
Indeed.
I'm running a little late.
Not liking the look of his mum for some reason.
you
I don't know why.
With my son, Caleb. We don't have a lot of room, so Caleb takes a couch.
Diego Velasquez and Ronnie Sams. Used to deal for a guy by the name of Lorenzo. Type of guy you don't want to cross.
Wanna be gangsters.
Next time you
honestly.
decide you want to deal E to a kid who's clearly never bought in his entire life, do it in the locker room downstairs.
Yeah, I'm checking on the boy Genius. Not you, the other one.
Turns out he's quite the little coder. He's been coding a massive program in longhand, as he doesn't have a computer at home. Our friend in Rikers is counting on you.
Okay.
Knock him dead, Detective. Detective Fusco, our young man is on the move.
I hoofed it over there just in time to see some other guy pick up the cash and drop it at a P.O. box right here in Crown Heights.
I've got a bad feeling about
Thought you were
this.
following the kid.
He is.
I am.
What the hell are you
Beckner
doing?
just broke into Caleb's account, Detective. He's copying a file named 17621 onto a thumb drive. You know, I used to do a little coding myself. That's an elegant string you have.
Oh, geez.
No.
Whoa.
So,
What you came for, right?
Like dealing at a school in my neighborhood. Roman was telling me how you're just trying to score some bank, take a big trip. That true? I like you. You got brass. But you don't show them all night. Break a lot more than your legs.
Kids got it tough.
is he trying to get them out?
Drug dealer? It's a dumb move for a genius.
Why would a young man with such potential risk it all just to get some easy drug money?
I don't think it's about the money.
Junior partner. Long way from the corner office. Still have to watch my step. Pick my projects carefully.
I get it. When you see this,
Well, then let's just see it, Chris, so I can get back to my wife and kids. 235 terabytes on one thumb drive?
The internet's choking on streaming video. They're gonna need a new compression algorithm to continue growing.
That Chris Beckner designed something this extraordinary.
Unlike our old friends, I didn't peak in college.
Speaking of which, where's the kid now?
He's moving money around, large amounts.
Getting the cash to pay off Lorenzo.
No, he's set up some kind of a trust and he's pouring all his money into it.
Unless I'm right, this kid's got a plan. Time's running out on two fronts. Maybe skipping town's the best thing for him.
Is he trying to get this money together to get this funding off the ground for what he's developing here? Or is it something else?
Tomorrow, I promise.
His mum's a waste of space.
Slipped on the tracks and got clipped.
Yeah, I remember. It was a rough one.
Because it was a kid? Or because you didn't report the whole story?
When I asked them for descriptions of the other kids, kept changing it up. So they dare each other to cross the tracks, while Ryan doesn't want to lose to his little brother. One kid makes it, the other kid doesn't.
And in
I
danger.
just talked to Murphy. Brother's death was an accident, but it sounds like Caleb blames himself for it.
Well, that's a problem, Detective, because I lost Caleb. He got on a city bus and it left before I could catch up.
Oh,
You kidding?
balls.
I'll take care of Lorenzo.
He's not here either, Detective. I may be too late. Stealing the work of a student and passing it off as your own?
I am not going to stand here and be accused of plagiarism by some substitute teacher. Besides, why would
Well,
I?
because you got your hand caught in the cookie jar.
Because Caleb is anything but average.
He offered me half if I put the other half in a trust that he set up for his mom.
What?
But I'm giving him the whole thing. All the money from 17621. Look, I am telling you, 6 months from now, Caleb is going to be the richest 18-year-old in the country.
No, he won't. The thing about being reckless, taking chances, is that you make a lot of mistakes, cause a lot of grief.
You're gonna start lecturing me on mistakes.
Your mistakes, like mine, are part of who you are now. You can't move on from that. Brought me here at exactly this moment when you might need some help.
Yep.
Yeah, then what's the use? We're just gonna keep breaking things over and over.
The world is better off with both of us in it, Caleb, rather than the alternative. Take it from someone who thought that leaving would make it easier on everyone.
Want every one of those samples sent to Quantico, reviewed through CODIS, and inspected for tampering. They got to it. I don't know how, but those bastards got to it. Go.
I grew up during the Cold War, when computer networks were just a gleam in the eye of the Department of Defense. Till a kid with a homemade computer turned the whole thing inside out. All I'm saying is, it's a new era now, and things are about to get really weird. And pick your friends wisely.
Why?
The first 3,000 digits. My number's in there somewhere. You're smart, you'll figure it out.
These men have all been classified as unlawful combatants by the AUMF. Until we can establish that they're not a threat to national security, they're not going anywhere. And we've only got one shot left at him, Detective. If he walks out of here, we're never going to see him again. Start with him.
Absolutely fabulous episode. I really enjoyed that one. Because we got a Finch focused episode on someone that was, I think from his viewpoint, very, very similar to him. Especially what they're insinuating here about how the internet all came about. How it became public. Say, we know what they're saying. What that kid's come up with. I mean, I don't know what size flash drive it was. I mean, this series is 7-8 years old, so a flash drive back in 2012, I don't know off the top of my head, might have been a 500 megabyte or 1 gigabyte drive. Putting 235 terabytes onto it. That kind of compression is just mind-boggling. And I run a network of my own at home here for doing this job, and it's 30 or 40 terabytes. So a fraction the size of that. And all of that on a... Come on. If he continues down the road with that, which I expect he will, he could be the next... Well, I was going to say Mark Zuckerberg, but that's a different field. He could be the next... I don't know. Steve Jobs. Minimum. Anyway. Now what this guy's just done, this FBI agent here, is use the power of all the laws that came into effect after 2001, and now he's going to try and hold them as being possible enemy combatants. Never ceases to amaze me how far the US government will go when they're backed into a corner and they haven't got their man. They'll just keep them locked up and throwing different charges at him. It's just hilarious that he's like the only person left I can trust now, because somebody's gotten to this DNA and samples and blood tests and everything that we've taken, even though that's her. Now he feels she's the only one who can be trusted, and he wants her to bring in her skills because we know she's a former soldier. So I don't know how the hell that's gonna go at all. But that was a really good episode, and this lad was just... There always is that fine line when you're talking about somebody that has this kind of intelligence, and especially with what he went through, put himself through with his brother, between being extremely susceptible to being either a genius or going crazy. And I think he felt it was the only thing he could do, that it was never going to stop. But Harold talked a lot of sense into him there, and I think he gave us some sort of more information about himself without actually giving away any information about himself. It was all not innuendo, it was all very sparse and general as to the subject matter, and leaving it further down the line for the story to expand on it for us. But that was great, really enjoyed that. Right, we will be back with episode 12 next. If you want to watch this in full length, of course, it will always be available in the description over on Patreon. And if you enjoyed the video, guys, by all means, please give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy Person of Interest and you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, turn your notifications on, and you will know when the next one releases. We do an episode a week, but there are plenty of other series that we're going to react to on the channel. So I will see you for that next episode soon. Till then, take care.